Hi guys, my name's Ollie, so I'm just going to be teaching you today how to do a quick green screen key in Premiere Pro. It's super simple. It's just one effect that you add. This is kind of what we're aiming sort of to end up the finished product looking like. Of course, we've chosen the background of a city landscape because in the video they mentioned that they're up on the Empire State Building. So we're imagining that they're sitting on the edge of the Empire State Building. So this is what we start with. Basically, you start by having your green screen video on the second layer or the top layer, and underneath it is the city. So that you can see here, we've got the Empire State Building, and above we've got the green screen layer. So it's as simple as going to your effects panel, typing in Ultra, and getting the Ultra key effect, which is under Video Effects Keying, Ultra key. You drag that onto the green screen clip, and then it will pop up here into your effects controls, and where you have all your effects options. If you've used Premiere, you'll know how all this works. Then with the Ultra key tool, you use this key color select, and you grab this and you just select the green background. So that gets you most of the way finished. It gets you the key working. The next thing you want to do is to clear up. You can still see if we turn this effect off for a second, you can see the shadows in the curtain. And those shadows are causing this not to be perfect. You can still see the ripple of the curtain. So you need to play with a few of these settings down here to get it to look a bit better. The first thing to do is just change your setting. You can use any of these, but I'm just going to go aggressive with this, which means the effect is more strong. Then you output with alpha channel, and what this does, you'll see, changes everything to black and white. Everything that's black is transparent, which means it's going to let through the building. And everything that's white is the bit that will remain on top of the bottom layer. So we want to try and, using this one, it's easier to see where your edges are. So the first thing you want to do is just play with your highlights and shadows. It's probably shadows for this one. If we just turn the shadow down, we can get about there. And now that's looking much better in terms of where the edges are. And if you go back to composite mode, you can see now you're not getting any of these ripples in the background. You can play with that a bit further, changing things like the transparency, because he's still got a bit of black there in his leg, which is that would be green coming through. If we go back here, you can see you can kind of see a little bit of green. It's very dark though. You can try playing with transparency there to try and get rid of that a bit more. And then you can play with other things like the tolerance pedestal, and even matte cleanup, which is all about kind of cleaning up your edges here. Probably always want to add a bit of soften, which just kind of softens the edges. You can see the edges get kind of blurred. We'll take that to 10 for now. Anyway, you can play with these, but that's how you basically start to get your key. You'll notice in this example, we still have these edges here, and you can get rid of those just with a simple mask. So if you go to opacity controls how much you're seeing the clip. If you turn it to 0, you're not seeing it at all. If you're turning it to 100, you're seeing everything. If you just grab this pen tool, you can select which parts you want to be fully seen, and everything that's outside of that won't be seen. So click there, and there, and this will get rid of the outside of this clip. Those bits are completely gone now. And that's just how to use a mask. You can use a mask with any effect pretty much. Now they're looking kind of how we want them to, although they do look like they're sitting on air. In the full video I've done, they're sitting on a rail, but for this tutorial, we're just gonna scale them up to about maybe 120 and move them down so they're just sitting at the bottom of the screen there. And then we can't really see what they're sitting on. We assume they're sitting on something. And you can play with further things. If you want to go for realism, you want to try to change your color settings and make their color match the background color. So for right now, the background looks very blue, but they look very orange. So we might turn them a bit blue. We might turn down their contrast a bit. But these are things you'll just have to play with depending on what material you're using. And it doesn't, if you're not going for realism, this isn't entirely necessary. But sometimes it helps to add to the effect anyway. And one other thing you can do just to make them seem like they're more up there on the building is maybe just add a sound effect. In the other video, in the full video, I added just a windy sound effect to seem like they're really up high and they're in a windy environment. So that's pretty much how you key within Premiere and make it look a little decent. Anyway, thank you for watching.